Hey guys, it's Oumy and I'm here with the People's Uprising and I'm just going to ask you guys a couple of questions. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. So what exactly is you guys' initiative like in a nutshell?
Just in general, just overall reform on local levels of government. Just trying to care for more of the lower income, lower represented areas in the metro Atlanta area and beyond in Georgia.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And to add on, I would say another one of our initiatives is to get, community involvement on things like, the turbulent nature of politics and things like that nature, especially within the city of Atlanta.
Yeah, definitely. I think right now, we're in the middle of an uprising. We're trying to shine light as well on some of the cases, some of the police brutality cases that don't get enough attention, that don't always make the news, and make sure that every single family gets justice, no matter how big or small.
So with this specific initiative, our goal was to register as many high school seniors to vote as possible, educating them on their power, their rights, and most importantly, ballot education, letting them know who will be on the ballot coming November 3rd. We will have another event here on Washington High School campus the last weekend in October. That event will strictly be focused on voter education.
When you post things on Instagram or when you do things like this, who exactly is it that you are targeting? Basically your target audience.
Our target audience is essentially the people who are less politically active or less politically educated. We want the people that, the voters, the people who are supposed to be represented to actually be represented in their local government. So people who feel like they're unheard, people who feel like there's not enough being done, those are people we want to reach. The type that your figureheads in local and overwide governments typically don't talk to on a daily basis. That's what we're here for, to actually hear the real people of Georgia and hear what they need and try to focus in on action plans to achieve those goals.
We also try to reach like higher up government officials and things of that nature so that they can actually put into policy some of the things that we fight for, and also, and this is a personal thing, I really feel like our school system really failed us when it comes to politics. So we're trying to, like Kai said, not only reach people that aren't educated about these issues, but also these local level officials so that they can make the best, decisions for our communities.
Yeah, I agree with everything. Even I say partnerships with the schools, partnership with companies, different organizations that are doing similar work. Because I feel like when you're divided and you're trying to achieve the same goals, it's going to be hard, right? We all come together, we all have similar goals, we work together, and it's going to be a greater probability that we get that stuff done.
What exactly do you guys think, you will get done with this, basically with this initiative?
Yeah, that one's easy. It's helping people understand that your voice matters, your opinion matters, and you have the power to impact your future and the future for your kids. So take charge of that. There are people who paved the way for us to have this opportunity. Be their wildest dreams. Use that power and shape the future that you want. That's what we want people to know. You can control this.
Exactly. You have the power. Our initiative is called My Vote, My Power. We want to bestow that power upon you and help you realize, the power that lives within you.
Right.
The presidential election is literally the first step. We want you, new 18-year-olds, to get involved in your local elections. Get your family involved in your local elections. Within your community, you should be extremely involved. You should know who your Senate is, who your city council members are. So presidential election November 3rd is just step one. Next year we will have a mayor election for the city of Atlanta.
Right.
We want you all to be involved and be knowledgeable of this because it affects us.
You want a clean park? You have officials that are responsible for making sure that your outside looks as beautiful as you want it to be. Tired of potholes on the road? Your elected local officials, they control that budget to make sure that your roads are smooth and clean and taken care of. You can create the future you want by getting the right people in office that represent what you want and your ideas.
Tell me about your upcoming events. What are you guys going to do differently next time in order to reach more people? Or what are your upcoming events?
In general, this event today is a little different. The school wanted to keep things more just low maintenance, not really promoted. That's why it's just like people come and go. But typically, we have a marketing team that helps us promote our events ahead of time. We want a bigger turnout, and it usually works out. But for the rest of October going into November, a lot of our initiatives are going to be based on voter education for folks, since the registration deadline is in a few days. So we're just going to focus on having people that are registered to vote, making sure that they know who they want to vote for and how they're going to vote and why they're going to vote. Aside from that, like a point Nigel touched on earlier, we're going to still be working initiatives to bring these cases that have been trying to be swept under the table, bring them back into light, and bring media and public awareness to it, so that local officials have no other choice than to do something about them or address them. And not only just in Georgia, but standing in solidarity with other cases like Breonna Taylor's and Louisville, and other cases in Chattanooga around the U.S., and working those initiatives as well. So trying like a two-faceted type of plan: voter education as well as causing and invoking uprisings that need to be answered.
Right, and we don't want to get too specific with our upcoming events, because we like to take the people by storm. We don't want anybody to be complacent. All right, so to answer that question, I would say just watch us and then you'll see what happens.
Okay.
We got a lot of good stuff coming up here. Okay. Yeah, follow our Instagram at the People's Uprising. That way you can keep up a little bit more. But we got some big things coming up, even soon, that we can't really disclose. So
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We're gonna be. I think we've had to be more creative about how we do things, right? Because we're in the middle of a pandemic. So even stuff where you guys stay in your cars, we've been doing stuff like that. A lot of virtual stuff, especially with the voter education. We're gonna be very creative about that and who we bring in and how we do that. So stay tuned for sure.
And it's just all about just something to add on, like you touched on earlier, Ron and Nigel, about this. They're just marching in the streets. With our organization, we try to be more creative, more innovative with how we approach these topics. So it's just not another thing that goes on social media, is trending for a few days and goes away. Because, like Ron mentioned before, it's two-faceted. It's protesting in the streets and protesting in the courtrooms as well. It's going to be something that builds generational change, not just energy and emotion in the moment and dies down. So.
One last question. What would you guys do differently next time to reach more people?
So next time, like I said, we're planning one for the end of this month. We're going to start working with your school administrations like now. Okay. So we're already in the works to make sure that we go ahead and broadcast this. We're going to have it on the radio, a press release. We're going to even do doorknob hangers on people's doors in the neighborhood to get them out. And now we've met you.
Yes.
So we can use you as an alliance with us to help get your classmates out here as well.
I probably challenge all of our seniors that will be graduating this year to help us next year for our next event. That's a challenge to you. Show up, show out. Let's get more people here and help them understand why it's important to vote.
Okay, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.